Hello, I'm Dylan Coulson, and welcome to episode 2 of the Slaw Point of View. So, I know it's been a while since I checked up with you last. Change of hair, as you can see. And, what can I say? Life has been crazy, and I thought I'd wait a bit until I had some significant recording material to bring to you guys, and I finally think I got enough of something to bring at least some conversation or at least an update on how life is going. So, anyway, back in September, actually, let's get started right off from the bat. Let's start off on the bat with October, alright? So, me and my buddy, uh, I'll leave him unmentioned right now just because I don't know what his stance is if he wants to be mentioned, but me and my buddy have partaken in Sober October, which for me I think is a really good idea. As I wouldn't say well, actually, I guess I would say that I can have a bit of a drinking problem, but I'm proving to myself that I got it in the reins and it doesn't own my life. And yeah, starting October 1st, I have officially started Sober October, and it's going good. And I am really enjoying it because I don't know, I mean, has its moments, right? I mean, we all want a drink or something at the end of the day. I was allowed the hall pass of cigarettes because I don't think anyone wanted to deal with me without some type of vice in my system. So, two of the three vices is pretty good. No weed, no drinking, and I gotta say, over the last week or two, a week or so, I am feeling 100% sharper. I am very much so in the game, and I am got my attention laser focused on everything that I am working on, and uh, is making a major improvement on my life. I find that I am generally much happier, and I don't know, processing speed of my mind just feels like it's going so much faster than it usually would. Sorry about that. So I am 100% attentive and I am ready to tear the world a new one. And you gotta fucking be ready to do that at any point in time. So, that being said, no drinks, no weed smoking until October 31st. Me and my buddy agreed because Halloween's my favorite holiday, so I am not missing Halloween for the fucking world. So, uh, that's when the kegs can officially crack again. And I'd be remiss if I said that I'm not looking forward to that day, but at the same time, it's going to be an interesting month to see how it turns out, and we'll have some feedback on for myself on the positive effects that it will have on my life over the next little bit. And so far, it's going very well. And the urge is definitely beginning to be less and less. Yes, still there's the occasional time where I look and I'm like, oh, I could crack a beer, or oh, I could rip a bowl right now, but there's been no need for it, and I'm doing pretty damn good. So with that being said, welcome to Sober October, and it's gonna be interesting. Me and my Perrier waters, no alcohol, Perrier. So I thought I'd talk to you a bit about what's been going on the last few months. So when I started the first podcast, I would have been in this program called the YGC program through Goodwill, and it helped me get into it was basically a job training program, and basically they trained you up and got you a bunch of certificates that are valid in Ontario to get you back into the workforce, and then they try to lead you into a placement at the end of the course. So I went through the course there during that time. It went extremely well there, and I enjoyed the YJC program, and it's a good program for any of you that are actually interested in getting back up on your feet, especially during this time of the pandemic, where it's not exactly easy to get a job, and especially if you've been out of the workforce for a bit, it's not going to be easy for you to get your foot back into the door. So I do suggest the program. But it brings up a point that I thought I would talk about in the podcast because, yes, the program went good, but the placement after the program, that's where things went a little awry. And I thought I would talk a bit about it because it's something that I thought would be of interest. So, here we go. So, after I went through the program, they got me a placement in a place that I will remain nameless just because I don't want anyone to go and give this place hell or, you know, have to circulate this to them. But if it circulates to them, whatever, then they'll find out why I left also, and also how I led up into the place that I am today. So, with that being said, let's start off with the job there that I got. Now, I gotta rewind this a little bit to last summer. Last summer, I was working out in, I lived out in Ilderton, and I was biking 5 miles every day to and from work at a restaurant there in a dishwashing position. And eventually, I decided that it was too much because in August, I think, July or August of last year rather, sorry, I was hit by a car on Highway 7, and thankfully I only walked away with abrasions and bruises, but that was a highway, and the person that hit me must have been going 70, 80 miles an hour and hit me right in my forearm, and I got careened off into the side of the road. And needless to say, I'm lucky as hell I wasn't wearing a helmet. And if you're a cyclist and you don't wear a helmet, I suggest you do. That's how I lost my father. My father was not wearing a bicycle helmet, and unfortunately, when his handlebars came off and he hit his head on the curb, that's what unfortunately took his life. So I danced with the devil, and I could have ate it, and I gotta say, I must have a horseshoe up my ass because I only walked away with cuts and bruises that day and nothing broken. But needless to say, I was thinking, no, I need to get back to London and get a job opportunity close to me. So, the YJC program, anyway, cut forward to September, got me a placement at a job. But the thing is the job, was an hour and a half bus ride to get to and from work, and then if I missed that bus that would connect to the White Oaks Mall, I would have to also walk half an hour to catch the bus to get home. I'd leave the door at 5:40 in the morning, and I would get home either at 6 or 7 p.m. at night. And it was that alone is ridiculous. But on top of that, that place was run like it was put together, all right? So, my supervisor at this place, let's just say he was not a fucking good character. And I am sorry for swearing, but that, for lack of words, that is the fucking truth. So within my first week, he called all of my fellow employees that work in the same into the paint booth at this place, and basically started freaking out about parts, yelling and swearing at us, throws the parts on the ground, tells us to get the fuck out and slams the fucking doors and then comes out later and throws the fucking that part on one of my coworkers' desks, and I was like, red flag. Okay. So I was like, okay, let's might be a bad day, so let's give it another let's keep it going. So I kept going another week. Then the following Monday is when he pulls us all aside and he tells us, if you guys keep fucking up parts, you're going to be working 16-hour days until I get back here at 7 p.m. to start painting more parts again. And that was bad enough. And if that wasn't bad enough, then he also threatened that I'd start taking away, he'd start taking away Saturdays for overtime. And that was a big no to me. So I also had another employer reach out to me at that time and was like, and within that time frame, and they were offering me a job. And at first I was thinking, I'll give this place a shot. But after that incident, that was it. I talked to some close people that I trust their opinions, and I reconciled with them, and they all told me to pull the trigger on it, leave this job, get right into the new employer. And I gotta say, at this new place, it's a hell of a lot better. My mental health is tremendous because it's a 30-minute walk from where I live as opposed to an hour and a half bus ride. But and now I'm very happy, and I'm going on there, and it's going very well. But this brought up a point to me that I thought I'd share with you, and this is something that I was thinking about when I was thinking of trading places for employment. And this is something that I suggest many people do, and it's not just related to employment, but just life in general. And you have to go, and my opinion is, and I've learned this, is you have to take an outlook on how your life will be 5 years down the road if you continue with what you're doing, whatever that may be. So I thought long and hard about it, and this is a good strategy at life. If you are in a situation, I suggest you do this. And I thought, 5 years down the road, I am going to be miserable. I am not going to find good quality in life, and it's not going to be going well for me at all. And then I'll start also being miserable at home, and then thus bad stuff will happen, bad habits will take place, and I will just not enjoy my life half as much as I should. And time is precious, you guys. Like, we all know this with virus going around and everything. You can't just you can't put up with anything. Your time on this earth is short, and you need to take advantage of it, and you need to live it to the fullest. And if something is not going right for you, then you need to go and you need to make plans to make it better for you, and you need to achieve that goal and work to strive for it. Now, thankfully, a window opened for me very easily, and it made the transition to jump off into that very easy, and I am thankful for that. And now I gotta say that I'm 100 times more happy at this place. I'm treated much better, and the place actually gives a damn about the employees. Like, I won't tell you a lot about the old position I was at the previous place, but needless to say, I was in a sanding position, and they were not requiring us to wear a dust mask, so basically I was breathing in sawdust all day. And I don't know if you know what that does to you, but that makes concrete in your lungs. So, needless to say, the labor board would have a field day with this place. So, I made a capital decision after talking with people I can reconcile with, and I moved on. And now I'm happier for it. And if you are in a bad workplace, I suggest you think about it and stuff might actually be greener on the other side. Sometimes it's not going to be. Sometimes you're going to go and find a job, then you're not going to like it, and you're going to have to suck it up for a bit until you find your next job and have it under your feet before you move. But if you're not happy, you need to go out and you need to change that. So, with that being said, I suggest that if anything in your life is bothering you to this extent, then you need to make your 5 year plan and you need to stick to it and make that possible. Because if you're gonna end up with nothing but negativity and you're gonna become bitter and resentful, you're gonna become a very wretched person in 5 years if you live down that path. But if you find somewhere that's working well with you, and you'll find your quality of life will change extremely well within that time frame. And already, I can tell you that I'm much happier over the last little bit than I was just over a month ago. So, with that being said, I hope that it keeps on going well. I plan to work my butt off, and I do work my butt off. I worked a 6 day week just this past week, and it's going tremendously well. And I don't know, I'm just happier in my life. Like I said, sober October, it's time to get some positive energy going into you, and you need positive energy. It's time to. We hear so much about so many negative things. Everything is a war with each other, and it's really beginning to divide us where we really need to feel something nice right now, and we need to come together, and that is so damn precious. So damn precious for us all to actually cherish each other and listen to each other's thoughts and really take care of your fellow friend and your neighbor and your family if you can manage it. But it all starts with you. If you can't be positive, if your life is not going to be where you want it to be, and if you're going to be overwhelmed with this negative force, then you're going to act negatively in the world, and it's not going to be nice to you, because then you put out what you receive. I try to put out positivity. You have to do stuff like, you have to be positive. You can have you have a shit day. You need to laugh about it in some way, shape, or form. And if if the environment around you is just going to make it continuously shit, then you need to make yourself get out of that environment, and you need to really hone in and find an environment that's positive for you, because if you drown in negativity, then negativity begets you. As the saying in the Bible goes, to whom how does it go again? To whom everything was given, more shall be given, and to whom everything was to whom stuff, I forget how it goes, but it's basically, if you keep on putting out positivity, you're probably gonna go and get it back. But if you keep if you keep outputting negativity, then you can probably expect the opposite back. And that's a good lesson to learn, because there has been times where I've been bitter and resentful, and when you're bitter and resentful, you're not really gonna forward yourself, and it's just not going to be good for your health in the future. And I can say that now, if I was working that job, sober October wouldn't be a thing for me. I would have been. I still would be I'd be having a 6-pack right now, probably. So, with that being said, I want everyone to try and take a step back. I know it's hard with the year that we've been hit. We don't get to see our family as much. We don't get to see our friends as much. We don't get to do the stuff that we normally like to do. But if we can just come together and enjoy what we have and try to make the most of it, I believe that we can all do better and make our world around us just a little bit better. And I for you guys that you are able to take something away from this, and that you can try to make your life more positive, because it starts with you. If you can be positive and if you can get your life together, then guess what? Then you can start dipping your finger a little further, and you can start helping your friends. And then you can start, maybe if you can handle that weight, then you can burden a little bit more weight. And then maybe you can start helping your community. And with this video, I'm hoping to help out my community that would be struggling right now. And I want to tell you guys that it's not going to be all bad. It's time for some positive momentum going on, and we need to kick this year in the ass so we can get into a nice 2021. So with that being said, I'd like to cut it again. It's another short and sweet episode, but I thought it was due time to check in with you guys. I hope that you guys are all doing well, and I really hope to see you all soon or converse with you at the nearest point in the future. I wish you guys all a great week, a great month. I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll try to make it a comeback again, and I'll try to make the comebacks a little bit less distant. This is the Slaw point of view, and I hope you guys have a tremendous time. Until next time.